God is good, and with each day that passes brings us a day closer to the launch of Pantheon Rise of the Fallen. And yes, that's still true no matter how many years I've been saying it. Visionary Realms, the developers of Pantheon Rise of the Fallen, the upcoming MMORPG, showed off a few screenshots to show the new art style of Pantheon Rise of the Fallen. Basically, this is what they're saying the game's going to look like at launch and what they're basically developing the game to look like going forward. We have all known that the way Pantheon looked prior was not indicative of the final release of the project, but I do believe that most of us were hoping for a more realistic style, more akin to maybe the world of Elder Scrolls Online, something of that nature, and I do think that this new art style is going to cause a rift in the current fan base, as most of the people looking forward to Pantheon are usually not big fans of games like World of Warcraft and its art style. However, with only these two images to go off of, it is difficult to tell how this will actually translate. The good news is that Visionary Realms says that with this new art style, they will be able to create models and develop faster in this more simpler style. It will not age as fast. It will be excellent for performance and running on more machines. I'm totally okay with this as long as proportions stay realistic, and for what we can see here with the character model, it appears they aren't going into the, something like a chibi style huge heads or massive hands or anything like that. The ideal is that this is a watercolor kind of look, as if it were painted. I've reached out to the developers to allow me to show off the graphics live or to record some footage so we can investigate it further, because I'm much more leaning towards this is going to be beautiful in motion, and then a couple of screenshots just isn't going to give us enough to truly judge anything on. Another fact I'd like to mention is that the previous footage you are seeing in this video of how Pantheon looked prior just wasn't a marketable solution and wouldn't have done Visionary Realms any favors. They need a solution, and from the conversations I've had with the development team, switching to this new art style with the current models they had already made was simple and fast and didn't cost them much development time, as it was simply a texture rework tool that achieves this look. Performance and how smooth the gameplay feels is a huge piece of the MMO puzzle for longevity and first impressions, and the gameplay formula needs to sink its teeth into players quickly. And that is what is really important for an MMO. And it sounds like this graphic style is going to allow for better performance, smoother gameplay, and that's kind of what we all need from Pantheon. Just for example, many of us are still playing older MMOs, myself included, with graphics that aren't exactly complementary in 2023. EverQuest, World of Warcraft, and others. I think Pantheon, from what we can see here, looks fine, and in some ways, I'm actually excited about it. They say the shift in art style has substantially sped up development of the game and has boosted them past issues they were stuck on. Performance and marketability, just to name two. This makes this art style a godsend, no matter if it has grown on you yet or not. I've seen some very negative reception of the graphic change online, and I just want to say that I think walking away from the project or that kind of thing just because of the graphics just isn't a very healthy thing to do when the majority of the community has been touting that graphics don't matter. It's all about the substance of the MMO, which I agree with, and I don't just say that, I mean that. Graphics help with the immersion, sure, but they're just a piece of the puzzle, and I believe that when we can see more of this art, we're going to fall in love with it. Or for the more negative people out there on the art style, I think it's going to eventually grow on you. And I think for the developers, nailing the animation is going to be the top priority that will really sell this art to the player base. Now let's talk about the info we got for 24/7 testing, where Pantheon wants to lean into the servers always being open 24/7. With a game in development, and with only certain things actually needing testing for data so that the devs can continue to work on Pantheon and get the data they need for development, the servers being open 24/7, that could lead to fatigue if the players are limited in what they can do and accomplish, and Visionary Realms is set on creating a testing environment that will hold interest in a longer kind of session or in a longer period of time. The 24/7 testing is being described as a game loop, something that can be experienced and tested, giving the exact data the developers need to continue development while still holding player interest to keep them logging in so they can continue to get the data they need. It's an Ouroboros here, Ouroboros of data needed, okay? Being able to play Pantheon whenever you have time will definitely be excellent for testers But this is all the information publicly available at this time. If you want more, you're going to need to get a pledge. Before I close out, I want to give my personal opinions on the newest information on Pantheon. I am excited by the fact that they are now developing Pantheon into a more finished state. And whether you like the art or not is completely subjective. The more important matter is that these things are getting made now, as they will be at launch, and that is a huge step. I believe Pantheon was being held back in development stages due to technical limitations and trying to live up to their vision with a small team and indie funding. Pantheon is an ambitious project and has a ton of meaning for old school classic MMO players. It isn't just some MMO trying to cash grab. It's a passion project to bring back the feeling that we got back in the day. The wonder, the splendor, the feeling of infinite possibilities, and living out your fantasy role-playing character. And from the conversations I've had with the devs, it sounds like Pantheon is on track, and they are relieved to have found the solution in a way of this art style that frees up the pipeline to make this dream start to come alive. I like the art style. I think it can convey the world and the vision in a way that still leaves a little room for your imagination, which is a powerful tool that is often almost always lost in video game design. And with Pantheon being an indie project with such ambition in what they want to achieve, this feels like the kind of art that is sustainable and possible with their team size. Of course, we absolutely need to see more to really judge it, to really discuss it in detail. And the fact remains that Pantheon has been in development for too long to still be in pre-alpha, and the memes and the negativity surrounding the project isn't going to go away until substantial progress has been made. And Visionary Realms can prove that this art style really does speed up development. We need to see it on the wall. We should be in alpha, moving into beta by now. That is very true. You can't skirt around that fact. We're moving into the final months of 2023, and it definitely has felt like nothing has been accomplished that gets us into the next phase of development. And that brings me a great deal of sadness. But I'm still hanging in there and looking forward to the 24/7 testing and showing it all to you, hopefully, with developer permission. Come on, VR, where's the napalm love? Where's the Nathan love? Not feeling it. Now, I want to hear what you think about this new art style, so leave me a comment down below and give me your opinions so we can all discuss, and I really hope you enjoyed the video. Please hit that like button like it owes you money, and subscribe for more MMO and RPG content. And until next time, my friends, God bless and happy gaming. I want to give a very special thank you to the members of Napalm for your contributions month over month in keeping me full-time. You help me pay the bills so I can keep streaming and pumping out content, and I truly appreciate all of you. Thank you so much, and I think you might be interested in becoming a member of the channel. Please click the join button down below the video for more information and join our family. And I want to give an extremely big shout out to the Lords of Napalm: Bounty Code, Jared Woodhouse, Dimlos, Sparrow, Random Rob, Zelik Lived, Rodney Mom, Gallery Moonsong, What's the Takeaway, Trips, Bad Wolf Gaming, Chrono Guru, Cobalt, William Long, Ohalo, and Robert Deneka. Thank you for your highest tier membership.